He's got such an easy way to farm. He's got both nukes, and it's just like bam, huge arrow on Nvidius there. Actually, not gonna be able to capitalize on it though. Looks like potential push coming out from MSI. But I mean, you gotta kind of expect Soulstealer to have the gold per minute advantage, especially with Fallacious and all that. Are we gonna see maybe a rocket from Pharaoh picking off Fallacious at the fountain? No. All right. You were a little behind, by the way, Con. I don't know if I mentioned that. We're at 1809, 1810, 1811, 12, 13.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Fade is back in mid with the Agi Treads. Excuse me, Steam Boots of Agility. I'm sorry, I just got done casting a bunch of Dota games, so if I call things Vanguard and Treads, my bad. But yeah, I mean, we have Soulstealer with Portal Key and Mighty Blade now, so he's gonna be working on that Shrunken Head. CD, level 7, Boss Mingo, what is happening, sir? He's got his phase boots. That's about it right now. How bad is that gonna come out for Boss? Seeing one of their carries coming in really weak right now.
Wow,
He was actually about to go down. Jeez, I looked away for 2 seconds. Swoop comes in with Zephyr and just obliterates him.
Yeah,
Boss Mingo.
He has no HP at all. He's still sitting on 758 HP. I mean, that's gonna happen to him, you know, for the next 10 minutes if he doesn't buy some bracers or something like that, because, you know, it's a heavy nuke team here. Well, not heavy nuke, but you don't even need a heavy nuke when you have 758 health. I mean, that's a bit ridiculous, really.
That's essentially being next to him for 3 seconds as Zephyr come out with 240 magic damage a second. Yeah. I guess after reduction, maybe 4 total seconds next to Zephyr, but overall, man, you know, Mingo needs to be grabbing some HP. Obviously, his farm's been just so gimped. I can see. Let's take a look at his actual CK right here, 45. I mean, on a CD, that's really low. When you're looking at Bleak at 88, Zephyr at 111, even Soul Reaper almost at 100 right now. To have your Corrupted Disciple under half of what most carries have in this game, it's it's just not looking good for them right now.
Yeah, also sitting on 0-3, so.
Yeah, he's lost quite a bit of gold. Gold per minute overall at 154. This is almost as bad as Rabbi Zephyr farming. It's terrible in here. Nah, but we do have Zephyr picking up that regen on bottom. Pharaoh coming in with a rocket. And, you know, Soulstealer looks as though he's going to be the sole carry in this game. And really, Zephyr versus Soulstealer is the type of battle I personally don't mind taking. I think Zephyr gets right in his face, does a lot of work, only has to eat 1 nuke of the 300 damage. And as long as he can survive that ult from Soulstealer, he's going to be doing a lot more damage over time. Yeah, but I mean, your thoughts? Do you like seeing a Zephyr versus Soulstealer, or would you prefer maybe a different carry-on-carry kind of battle?
Well, like, it's a lot of variables. I mean, it depends what stage of the game is. You know, Soulstealer's probably going to have a better farm, so before 30 minutes, it's probably going to be in Soulstealer's favor. After 30 minutes, it's probably going to be Zephyr, since Zephyr just scales way better. But it also really comes down to the initiation and how good of an ult. Just dodging the arrow there from Rexy. Nice blink away. Well, it's a move away, blink away. But yeah, missing a kill. 3 ganks.
It was actually mid. Pharaoh hooking in. Zephyr came in from behind. Didn't even need to blow the ult. They basically blew 2 ults on Solar Glitch's action. Top the Fade going down on this Valkyrie, and then Portal Key coming in from Soulstealer doing some work, finishing him off with his ultimate. Coming in, Soul Reaper trying to use his nuke to get out, but not going to be enough. Fade, great gank. And, you know, we've seen in recent games Fades kind of take control. Nice gust by Zephyr, not allowing the port. Well done by Zeph. Maybe able to come in here with Phase, trying to get it. Rocket going off, going to give vision. Hopefully over the trees, maybe not. And Hellfire coming out, DCM coming in. Good stun by Fade, trying to, you know, throw the nuke out to mana burn or
dead.
Do whatever you can, and he is dead. Even in Nvidius. Whoa, Nelly Nvidius, what are you doing with the ult coming in? And CD actually coming out with the nuke, so Pharaoh and DCM both may go down here. But Zephyr also being able to get out after a gust, and DCM turning this around on Hellbringer, may be able to get the kill here. He does, and Soulstealer actually picking up a kill. It looked like on Zephyr there. So Boss coming back in, not necessarily out of this game quite yet. Really well done. I mean, I thought Nvidius was overplaying to an extent. If this arrow hits, it's going to be brutal. It does not hit. Leaping in, trying to get Call of Valkyrie. Maybe going to pick off Glacius here. Not going to be able to get the last attack on Glacius. He's going to hide. And Valkyrie using the leap already with Overlord going off. Valkyrie, bit of an overstep here. CD gonna pick up this kill. And Boss Mingo is back in this game, ladies and gentlemen. Let's check out his gold count right now, 1,600. So my recommendation, pick up a Shaman's or at least, you know, 3 of the 4 parts. He needs some HP. He needs some magic immunity. He needs something here. But we'll see what he decides to get. But yeah, I mean, it's good to see for T7H that you know, CD is kind of coming back in this game. Soul Stealer picking up a kill on Zephyr. He's real close to Shuriken Head, if not has it. He has it. And Fade, you know, doing the ganks, getting kind of buff with just the Steam Boots and Iron Shield, but the amount of damage that Fade can put out is pretty brutal here. You know, who's in the lead right now, Colin? Talk to me.
I'd say it has to be. Yeah, it's definitely MSI. They have the better endgame carry. I think they have, like, their whole team scales better. Well, I'm not sure. I haven't really seen a lot of games with Fade, so I don't know how Fade scales. But I'm assuming she's not amazing. She definitely isn't. Oh,
we do see Pharaoh hooking in though on Fade, and I believe the Invis, the ult going off there. So Fade gonna be able to get out. And for those of you hearing some stuff in the background there, that is our Mumble server telling us when people join. I don't know if you heard that, so sorry about that. But hopefully, you know, you guys understand and just don't criticize too harshly.
So
yeah, right. Let's not get into that right now. We do see Rexy throwing out an arrow here on Hellbringer. It hits on
nice.
Nvidius. Where are you at? I can only talk like that about Nvidius because he is a good friend of mine, IRL. Soul Reaper coming in, doing some heal bombing. Boss Mingo needs to be careful. He actually picked up a Mighty Blade, so he's looking to get the Frostburn. Definitely a solid item, pretty standard on Corrupted Disciples these days. Even though even though it was kind of nerfed recently. I mean, Colin, what are your thoughts on CD Frostburn? Is it still a core item? Is it still good, or is the nerf too much?
I think the nerf was perfect. I think it was overpowered, and it made those mid-game carries way too nuts. But now with the slow is a lot more balanced. But it's still amazing because it gives good damage, and importantly, in terms of why it's good for CD, it gives great move speed. I think that's one of the main reasons it's so good for CD. So yeah, I think a lot of heroes still want to pick it up, but it's just not as nuts as it was.
That, and of course the lifesteal change, not being able to stack with Frostburn.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That was pretty huge because a lot of these ranged carries, and you go Whispering Helm and then Ice Brand, and you know you can't be killed. The lifesteal gives you HP back. The Ice Brand gives you HP. You're chasing things down, especially if you're CD. You press R and you're doing double damage almost. So you know, S2 really balancing the game. You got to be happy with the way they've really come through. So good job them. Still some imbalance issues that I'd like to see fixed, but overall pretty solid, I'd have to say, from them. This new hero, Fade. You said you didn't get too much of a chance to see how she plays out, though.
Yeah, well, no, I don't know how did she scale well. I mean, I'm assuming an ult on Glacius. Just so I say that every time I want to talk, it looks like Pharaoh ults someone and kills them. Seriously, I think they're doing it on purpose.
Well, Glacius usually ends up just taking, you know, sucking up ults, making sure other people don't die, even though Glacius does. And I'm actually being messaged here. Minor emergency, Con, take over for me, sir.
Yeah, no problem. Something of note definitely is Soul Stealer is just approaching the 400 gold per minute mark, sitting on Whispering Helm, Blink Dagger, Portal Key, Shrunken Head, Steam Boots in a bottle. So he is huge. 26 minutes in, that is just a ridiculous farm on him, and it's like, especially since boss are 5 minutes down, or sorry, 5 minutes down. Boss are 5 kills down. That's just huge. So expect that to be pretty massive in the next team fight. I actually didn't realize that he was so big. So anyways, kind of passive play from both teams. Let's see how Zephyr's doing on the old farm. Picked up Firebrand, probably going for Frostburn. I'm not really sure what Zephyr goes for. Could be going for Jammer's Bane as well. We'll have to see. But But yeah, it seems like all the